Tahila, it makes me happy. You are making me so happy today because you figured it out. You figured out the core of our job. You speak to an individual and you don't know what difference you're going to make in their lives. I love the fact that we get to intersect like this, and we're so happy to be intersecting with you this morning because you have brought us probably, and this is saying a lot on our show, the healthiest meal we have ever made, okay? And yes, we are starting with our Special K, which is a great start, but this includes so many of those, what I suppose we'd loosely call superfoods in that space. So I'm looking forward to this one. Healthy eating in winter months, it can be a challenge. I think most of us just want the really heavy dishes, the comfort food, but delicious, crunchy chickpea and Special K quinoa bowl. It is here to warm you up and nourish your body in a dramatic way. And of course, Tahila is here to put on her other hat, the chef's hat, to take us through the process. So thanks for this, because I think the biggest problem we have with helping people ease into a healthier diet, or maybe a healthier approach to eating as opposed to a quick fix diet, is the flavor, the texture. Often it doesn't stand up to the comfort food that we love. So you need to create something that is, first off, flavorful, and this is packed with it. So we're starting with the chickpeas, which is going to be the crunch, yes? Yes,
so I've already just added some olive oil, salt and pepper, and then we've got some paprika.
I found that out after I did a little taste test of our crunchy bits. Yeah, I was like, oh, I'm getting a little bit of a glisten, a little bit of a shine. I might need the makeup artist in right now just to anti-powder. But I like that it comes with, again, a bit of a flavor punch. It's not just the texture, which is great, but you're getting that added element of flavor.
Yeah, and I like this bowl because it comes together with so many different textures, but it keeps it interesting. You know, everything has its own unique flavor, and every bite has, like you said, that. You know,
it's a journey.
Yeah, it's a journey.
I dig that. I absolutely love that. That's simple. The quinoa, I'm a little bit nervous about, and I know that it is just about one of the healthiest things you can put into your body. I love the texture. I love how you can build a meal around it. I have no idea how you prepare it. Are there some tips to getting the perfect, because this looks perfect, so well done to Nicole and our foodie team for nailing this, but what are the tips to getting the perfect quinoa?
You know what? Quinoa can come across as intimidating if you haven't made it, but it's actually so simple. You put it in the pot with the allocated amount of water on your packaging, whatever it says from the quinoa that you've bought. And what I like to do is put like a dish towel over the pot and then put the lid on. Okay. So you just let it steam on kind of like a medium heat, and then once it's done steaming, about for probably around 10 minutes, you open it up and then you just fluff it up and it's perfect.
Oh, wow, and I love that because then you're not kind of boiling out a lot of the nutrients, you're just enhancing it with the steam.
Everything stays in there.
Brilliant. So I'm going to ask you, as I start to work on our dressing, with this kind of eating, why is it so important to have a good dressing? What does it do for the dish, do you think?
So dressing is important because it packs that flavor. So, well, I mean, like the chickpeas are crunchy, we've got the Special K, which is crunchy as well, but then the dressing is also creamy. So it adds another element of flavor, and you can add you know, it can be anything. So it doesn't have to be an avo dressing. It can be like whatever you have in your fridge dressing.
Our pesto from earlier
yes,
I think would work extremely well like that. Whoopsie, I'm throwing some avo all over the place. So I'm going to be putting together our dressing here, and we've gone for a lovely, beautiful mix again as well. So I'm struggling with our pip here. And avo is a great thing to add, obviously from a health benefit, but again, it's another textural thing that just kind of ramps it up to feel like more of a meal.
I think it's creamy. It's just like you know, it's creamy without having to add that fat from fresh cream.
Okay, we're going to put some of this in. We've got our baby spinach. And baby spinach is a go-to. I find a lot of mornings, if you don't have the time, a bit of baby spinach, poached egg or something like that.
Quick
getting
breakfast.
Your iron, absolutely beautiful. Right, what's next? So now we have got some sour cream going in. When you're creating these kinds of dressings, because we are working with some pretty zingy, full-on flavors, how do you get the balance right? When you're creating your recipes and your dishes, kind of how do you know when you've hit on something that wins? Do you have a formula that you work off? Is it all gut feel?
So what I do is, yeah, exactly that. It's gut feel. It's when I taste it, is this something that I like, you know? So that's how I go on flavors, and I think about it more than just what you're putting in. It's like you taste it as you go, and you think about how you like it to taste. So whenever I think, whenever I taste something and I'm I think about if somebody else is going to like it because I like it. So it's
and then you can endorse it. And of course, you've got the Special K. And the joy here is if it doesn't work out your bowl, you can just have a bowl of Special K. But it is so crunchy and so delicious. In fact, the Special K multi-grain cereal is low in fat, high in fiber and a source of 9 vitamins, iron and zinc. So it pretty much is a complete meal in itself. And Kellogg's Special K is not limited to just being a bowl of cereal. It can be, as you can see right now, incorporated into amazing recipes, smoothie bowls, parfaits, even used as a crunchy topping for yogurt. Or you can kind of roast it with a little bit of honey and have it as a snack. There are so many things.
Oh, honey.
It is amazing. Okay, I'm going to be noisy for a second, and we might need to add just a tiny, tiny drop of water to this, I'm thinking. I'm just going to steal a little bit from the tap here. And obviously we want a nice thick kind of texture for the sauce, but it's a sauce, so I think, there we go, it should give us the flavor that we need. And what I like about using a Nutri-Bullet, you use everything. It really is. There we go. Oh, that is looking
so pretty!
And there is something about the brightness of that green that is just so special. And there, that is incorporated. So now, and of course that goes into the oven for about 15 minutes or so. I think just watch it.
Just going to toss it around, wait for it to get crunchy. You know, eyeballs.
All right, so now we can compile our bowl. And now, of course, I've used all of our green spinach there. So we can start with a little bit of julienne. There we go. I suppose I should have kept some of our spinach out for the side of the bowl. There we go. I can hear our foodie team like, oh, dude, come on. That looks spectacular. There's no way that I'm going to be able to dress it as beautifully as our foodie team. And obviously with the eggs, we've let these stand for a little bit too long, but ideally you want, okay, it looks, well, nothing as beautiful as Nicole's, but it's something that I would absolutely love. Oh, look at that.
I think it looks pretty great.
It looks spectacular. No, you did fantastically well, and this is a beautiful recipe. And I love the fact that you can kind of pre-prep a lot of these elements.
Yes, it's great for meal prep. I think that's what's intimidating about starting with healthy food. You think there's so much to do it. You just put everything in a container and take it off the fridge next day, throw it in a bowl, done.
Done. And as you can see, as I've proven this morning, you can take a bit of creative license and change the process just a little bit. Now, absolutely beautiful. Whether you're seeking that comfort food during the winter months or simply looking to embrace healthy eating as a baseline in your life, this bowl has it all. To get your hands on the delicious recipe, visit expressoshow.com. And remember, in celebration of 100 years of nourishing great starts, Kellogg's are giving you the chance to win your share of R1 million in cash. Wow. Simply buy any 2 of their qualifying products, then dial *120 *2447#, then follow the prompts and enter the last 4 digits of your barcode. And South Africans stand a chance to win until the end of October. So you've got some time, but it's a lot of money. T's and C's can be found on kellogg's.co.za. This is spectacular. Thank you so much. So I don't have anything to taste with.
Oh, no.
From a box full of goodness to a breakfast that keeps a nation going, here's to 100 years of nourishing great starts.